Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. If you're arriving, please come this way. Let's have a seat. We're going to get started. I like to do things punctually, so this was set for 9. I want to make sure that we respect everyone's time. Let me take a breath from running from the back of the library to the front. And I also wanted to inform you, we have lots of families that weren't able to make it today, families that are traveling and so forth. So we are transmitting this live in YouTube. So if everybody wants to turn around and say hi to the other families that weren't able to make it, and then we'll record this so that you guys can make reference to it later on. For those of you, I mostly have met everyone at this point, but for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nisa. I'm the admissions director at St. John's. Proud to have been here now 17 years, and a proud parent of a class of 2023 alum, now in her 3rd year at St. John's. The purpose of today's meeting, this is going to be a very casual forum. Usually orientations are done at the beginning of the year. We twisted it a little bit. We wanted to give you guys homework over the summer because we know that you have many questions in regards to routine, what I need to buy. So this is our 2nd year holding this activity, and it's been really great. So it's our new parent orientation summer edition. So thank you again for being here. The question is, you enrolled, now what? So hopefully today you're gonna have key members of our team answering all those questions that you may have for now. Information will be sent to you via email and other documents throughout the year, but this is a really good kickoff to any of those questions that you may have. Before we start, I'd like to introduce Cecilia Marquez.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. For us, it's an honor to serve your families, and by that I mean the children, the parents, siblings, grandparents, hopefully, will be hosted here. We built a community, and I think when we partner with parents as primary educators, then we have a successful journey with your children. So I don't need to tell you why St. John's, but part of me wants to show off. So if you want to show, yesterday because many things happened since you applied. And yesterday we had a general faculty meeting, and I like every month to celebrate our successes with the faculty and tell them what's coming up next, okay? So I took 3 slides from yesterday, so I let the slides speak for themselves. Yes. 13 championships, and I want to stress how we address the whole child. The 3 slides will cover athletics, academics, and performing arts, just because I didn't want to show off everything. I am so proud of what my teachers, my coaches do. But 13 championships. This is my 3rd year here. First year, 9. Second year, we won 11 championships. 3rd year, 13. And the same skills that you use as an athlete are virtues that you need in the classroom. Perseverance, learning from mistakes, feedback. So if you have one-track mentality, oh, my daughter, my son is a scholar, not an athlete, forget it. Let them try. They are young. They can develop teamwork, sportsmanship. So please view this new beginning, not just for you, but for your children to try new things, okay? Sports, performing arts, public speaking. You need that in any profession. So performing arts, teamwork, adaptability on stage, and then academics. So first, athletics. Gracias. Gracias. So next, Performing arts is sixth grade. I had a wonderful musical, Alice in Wonderland Junior, and the seventh grader through 12th grade had Mamma Mia at Teatro Tapia. And amazing again, beautiful. Okay, these are the 13 championships, and Mamma Mia, just no videos because otherwise we would be here for too long. And the next is academic highlights. Was shared yesterday with our faculty to celebrate their efforts, because by the time they finish as a senior, I think it's the culminating experience of 16 years with us. And all the teachers, every division contributes to that. You might not be able to read everything. 14 presidential scholars, 2 US presidential scholars, semifinalists. 14 presidential scholars program candidates out of 72 students, highest number on the island. Not that I'm competitive. I'm just describing facts, okay? Then, when we live our mission, when we foster individual talents, when we inspire children to be compassionate lifelong learners and ethical catalysts of change, guess what? When they apply to college, they show they can meet the academic threshold, and they add something else to their freshman class. And out of 72 seniors, when you get multiple acceptances and multiple commitments to the same college, that's data. That's data. So thank you for believing in us. Thank you for applying to our school. We will take care of your children. We will take care of you. And this is a journey that we embrace as a team, okay? Our identity, our mission. I like the picture of people taking pictures of someone else. But that's our integrity, and this is from a slide that I presented yesterday, because we need to be true to our mission. We cannot become someone else. We don't want to become someone else, but we want to become the best version of ourselves as we inspire your children to become the best version of themselves, okay? And we have 110 years of history and our track record and data, okay? So we're not improvising. And I don't want to discredit any institution, but you know there are fashions in education. AI, how much AI are you using? Well, we use AI thoughtfully and prudently. Early childhood, the teachers use that. Third grade through sixth grade, we include that for the students to do that. And we have IXL and different programs that incorporate AI, but as a co-pilot. Then secondary division, we want our children to be able to access data and analyze data and spot the mistakes that AI will make, okay? So if you're looking for a internet school, AI, and no teachers, we're not that school. But by now you know. We want AI as a co-pilot. We want our children to develop critical thinking. And it's very hard to find good teachers. And we have those good teachers. We have those amazing coaches. And that's why, thank you for believing, because we said this in our open houses, but the fact that you're here, it's very important. And I think that's it. Questions, comments, this is not a monologue, so if you have any questions. No? And the same philosophy, Montessori philosophy for toddlers, independent, happy students. Fast forward 16 years, independent, happy graduates. Tomorrow we have our commencement, and the happiness. Today I was interviewing a teacher. Happiness and community are, for us, very important. If you're happy, you study better, you work better. We want healthy, well-balanced, happy graduates. So thank you. I leave you in excellent hands. Gracias, Nisa.
Thank you, Cecilia. Okay. Thank you, Cecilia. For those of you who have just joined us, all the resources, anything we discuss, any hyperlinks or documents, we'll be sending those to you via email, okay? We're going to start now with the general information of the school. I will start with admissions, but then all of our team members will come up and answer questions specific to their division. What are the school hours? So each division will explain the school hour expectations, but in general, St. John's, our cafeteria opens at 7 in the morning. You guys as parents are more than welcome to join us in the morning. A lot of kids, and it's a nice moment for parents kind of to mingle with one another. The kids get some breakfast. So that's open as of 7 o'clock. For the most part, school's out at 3, and you'll hear the differences in division. Lots of after schools and sports take place. Most of the time, our school's open till 8 o'clock. at night with multiple activities running and security until then. But if there's any changes in school hours, you guys will be notified with enough time through our communication channels. Where do we buy school uniforms? So our main provider is a Uniforms Outlet. It's important that all uniforms be purchased through Uniforms Outlet, including shirts and pants and skirts and so forth. They are located in Puerta de Tierra, and you'll get the map of how to get there and their hours. And they carry our full supply. There's multiple other stores on the island, but we suggest the one in Puerta de Tierra because they have full inventory, okay? And they work very closely with us. So if you guys have any questions, once you guys get there, make sure you ask. They're very familiar with our policies, so they can be of great assistance. How many sets, depending on the grade level? Just FYI, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders take PE every day. So those PE uniforms, you might want a few more. Not necessarily do they wind up at home. Sometimes they live in the locker for days. So it's important that you get multiple sets of regular uniforms. And then St. John's has a fairly casual uniform policy, so shirts don't have to be necessarily tucked in. Kids get to wear any type of sneakers and socks that they want. So it all depends on how often you want to wash clothing. But I usually recommend at least 3 regular sets and 3 PE uniforms, okay? Where can we purchase the books? So our provider is Librería Contemporánea. And once we get to the divisions, you will not purchase books until secondary. So from 7th grade on up, you'll purchase books. Librería Contemporánea, the main resource that we use is the one in front of IKEA Santa Rosa Mall. So that is our main provider. Once you guys have your classes in the secondary particularly, once you have your classes selected and assigned, then you go with your book list to the Librería Contemporánea, and then you can purchase your books there. I also highly recommend Amazon, buying used books. There's a Alibris, which is very good. So many different options of where you can get as well your books for the upcoming school year. And how can we set up our child's lunch account? So unfortunately, Alive School wasn't able to join us this morning, but you will be getting information from Alive School. I ask, do not go into their account just yet. All of your children have to be configured and added into the profile. And once that's done, Alive will let you know, so then you can configure the account, okay? But basically how it works is that you will get a setup, and then you can deposit the amount of money that your child has access to. Please remember that oftentimes breakfast is served, snack is served, lunch is served. If you guys are coming, the neat thing about this account, you can monitor the consumption. Okay, there's goodies, there's smoothies, there's chocolate chip cookies. If you have more than one child, that account can add up. But we're happy to say Alive School is a very healthy option with hot plate meals, salads, and everything fresh and made to order. So most of you guys are already familiar with our website as you started your applications through there. I thought it was important to mention there's a quick links tab at the top of your sjspr.org. And as time goes on, that will be your main resource kind of for summer items. So as you can see, the secondary book list has already gone up. Anything with the nurse's office, merch, and so forth. And then that will grow as we start adding materials lists and so forth. So that'll be a good spot where you can go and check in if anything's been updated. On that note, and I'm sure technology will mention it, it's important you check your spam and your junk email for the next couple of weeks, because a lot of the emails, until you guys officially accept us, they may wind up there. So usually if anything goes out directly from an office, from me or Paola, you'll get it. But if anything is sent kind of en masse, it might wind up at the junk. So I suggest checking your junk box in case. A few of you have asked as well. Right now, for the most part, new families, if you check your resource page through your admissions portal platform, it'll take you to Magnus Health, tuition with credit card, and tuition with debit. So at this point, you'll have access to these 3 boxes. Once your child is officially enrolled, which our official school year begins July 1st, right now we're wrapping up our current school year, you'll then have access to everything else in the resource page, and this will accommodate itself to the division that you're in. So then you can easily click to all the forms, all the resources, presentations, and so forth. But right now, be aware that there is limited access until you guys are official on July 1st, okay? Any questions up until now? All right, so we're gonna kick in with our business office if Miss Judith wants to head this way. You guys are gonna get to know all the faces today for the most part of who's gonna assist you in the day-to-day. Hola, Judith. Sí.
Buenos días a todos. Yo soy Judith Medina del Business Office. Vamos a tener aquí una tablita que Nisa la va a compartir más adelante.
So there's a few hard copies in the back, and then we'll send it via email as well, okay?
Y es cuando el pago vence, tenemos 3 opciones de pago. La primera es One Payment Options, que todos los pagos vencen el 1 de julio, incluyendo el tuition y los family fees. Second Payment Option, igual, todos los pagos vencen en julio 1. Los pagos de los fees de los estudiantes y de las familias, y entonces la partida de tuition se divide en 2. Una vence en julio 1 y la segunda vence en diciembre 1. 9 Payment Option Plans, para aquellas familias que quieren un pago de 8 meses, tienen todos los fees que también due en July 1st, y los tuition installment, pues en 8 meses, comenzando en agosto y terminando en marzo. Tenemos opciones de credit card payment a través del portal de MySGS.
Que también you'll also have access to that on the resource page through the credit card payments.
Here you have the website to make a payment, the late payment fees. Se esperan que los pagos se reciban before the day of 15. If not, you're going to have a late 10% late fee. And a 9% option payment plan is el 50 late payment fee applies after the 12 del mes. Aquí hay for question, you have the telephone number, the extension, the email, and what else? That's it. Exactly. Tenemos un equipo de 5 personas y ahí estamos a la orden, cualquier cosita. ¿Alguna pregunta?
Creo, lo dice aquí, I'm not sure if everyone saw it, but you will get reminders of when payments need to be made. 15 days prior to the payment, you'll get an email notifying, so you'll be aware that you'll be getting a statement coming up. Thank you, Judith.
When I was reading the description documents, there was something that credit cards can be used in Puerto Rico accounts. Is that something that's been corrected?
we have
Another option.
Sí. See, it's not through the same platform, but it's a different platform, and there's a separate link for credit card payments. Okay? Now I'm going to ask for a yes?
If you had done the subscription for the direct payment to a bank account, can you just cancel that and use the credit card?
Judith, si puedes cancelar el plan si ya escogiste direct deposit.
Yes, yes.
So send business office at sjspr.org an email, and they'll make the adjustment to your account. Okay? Also, once you get into the payment account, if it hasn't changed since I was a parent, you can kind of play a little bit with some of the features and pay more and so forth. So you have a little bit of manipulation once you're there. Okay, I'd like to ask Tere and her team if they can come up as well, just to introduce them. No, maybe.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. My name is Teresa Mosa. I've been here since 2014, so 12 years now. I have a team. We're a team of 3, and we service a whole school, all 3 divisions, so we're kept quite busy. We answer questions. We have a support ticket system, so we're available all the time online. So you can email us at support@sjspr.org for any tech issues. Obviously, when it's during the week, we service it immediately. If it's over the weekend, it'll probably be serviced immediately, but we'll get there definitely by Monday morning. Will my child need a laptop. We have depends on the division. If you have a child who is entering the secondary division from 7th to 12th, yes, we have a BYOD program, which means bring your own device, where your child will bring their own laptop, and we help them out in anything they need as far as connecting to the Wi-Fi and so forth and so on. We have we usually recommend Windows-based laptops, but we also work with Macs. I think most of our student population is about 85% Mac, ¿verdad? You would say, guys? For some reason, they love their Macs. But we love our Windows devices. From K to second grade, we provide a one-on-one iPad system. So they have their own iPads. They don't take those to their homes. That's for when they are here and they have all sorts of different apps. And then from third to sixth grade, we also provide a one-on-one laptop program. And they don't take it home. They don't need it. But they do use it a lot while they're in school. And we service those. We control those. Obviously, we have all filters in place. We have about 2 or 3 layers of filters, so you can be safe. What will my child get a school email? Or what are the laptop requirements? Again, laptop requirements today are
So some of our parents ask if it should have more space or if it should have better Wi-Fi connection.
well, we provide the Wi-Fi. We connect all the students to our Wi-Fi networks. Most of the resources that your child is going to be using are on the cloud. So space is not required anymore. We also provide them from third grade on. We provide them with their email, and that also gives them all of the Microsoft 365 apps. So they have a license while they're in school, and it's free. So they have a OneDrive storage location, which is, I think, it's like 1 terabyte. We recommend that they always upload everything to the cloud to make sure that it's easily accessible from anywhere. And also, all of this information you will get on an email. Those of you who are upper elementary parents are going to get a lot more detailed information regarding resources and how to go about activating your credentials. How will my child get a school email? Yes, student credentials. When? Probably July 1st, but after July 1st, after we get all of the information, you will probably get the email. It's on the parents' email. We still do that, right?
Yeah,
On the
so we're
parents' email?
sending to the parents' email the child's credential, and then they can.
And if it's right. So
If any of our upperclassmen are here and we don't have their email, Paola has the registration, we can jot down your personal email, and that way the team can send it to you guys.
And again, you can always reach us at support@sjspr.org. These will all be on that email. How will my child learn to navigate the school portal? I am actually, as we speak, creating a resource. You saw the resource board that you'll see when you log in as a parent. Your child also have resources. They have their own resource boards as students, and they will get a lot of information. Teachers know how to navigate the portal extremely well, and they are probably going to be their number one tier when it comes to navigating the portal. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Any questions? No?
What?
We're set? Any questions for Tere regarding laptops?
No. Thanks.
I, as a parent, I always recommend putting like the insurances on it, and make sure you get a good backpack for it so that they're taken care of. Sometimes they're thrown in the hallways and so forth. So yes.
Do you limit access to unsupervised devices?
Do we limit access to unsupervised devices?
Do we limit access to unsupervised device? And
Do they bring their
we don't. Yeah, no. The little ones they have to use our school provided devices.
Yeah.
That's it.
And and Cecilia's not here, but for the most part, the school is zero wireless or cell phone. So we have limitations regarding that as well. And then some of our upper elementary students, if they have their personal devices, they're only to be used after school. So during the school hours, as Tere said, in the lower grade levels is laptops and iPads from the school with the program that we need. And then for the upper, it's their personal devices with all the different limitations, correct? All right. Thank you, Tere. Sí.
From the beginning, like my little one, she guys were knowing I screamed at all. How long she's in the iPad for a while? ¿Cuánto tiempo lleva en el iPad?
¿Cuánto tiempo están en el iPad cuando están, depende de grado? Maybe
No, Rebecca can address that once we get into early childhood. We can talk a little bit about screen time and she can target those questions. Okay?
welcome again. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, you can also call us directly to our extension, or you can email us at support@sasp.org.
Thank you, Tere. Okay, now we're gonna have Miss Kartika come on up, our school nurse, come on up. And she's gonna talk a little bit more about health forms and nurse protocols.
Good morning. My name is Karthika. The kids lovingly call me Mrs. K because my name is hard to pronounce. I've been a school nurse. This will be starting my third year. Before that, I was a parent. My daughter is going to fourth grade. We're huge St. John's fans, obviously, and I chose to be a part of the community because I just love it here. So let's just dive into what forms you need. So there's basically 3 different forms that are required by the Department of Health and the Department of Education. So if we come chasing after you for those forms, please understand it's for school requirements. Also, we like to have information on your child to know if they're healthy, if they have any allergies, if they need any extra medical assistance. So those forms actually really help a lot. I am the only school nurse for the entire lower elementary, upper elementary, and secondary school and faculty. So I'm very busy. So I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things easy, and I like to keep kids in school. So we try our best not to send kids home unless it's absolutely necessary, and if your kid is very sick. So the 3 forms that are required is the annual physical form. That is a general form that your pediatrician will sign. That form is available on the resource page under my nursing resource. It is also at the back on the table over there. If you want to pick one up and take it, have your pediatrician fill it out. The second form is the dental form. That has to be filled out every other year. It's kinder, 2nd grade, 4th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and 10th grade. 11th and 12th are exempt. So it's every other year. And that form you can get from your dentist. You can get that in the States. You can get that in Puerto Rico. It doesn't matter. The annual physical form, the form has to be the local school form because in that form, we do have a sports exception. If your pediatrician does not cross off the sports exception, then they won't let them participate in PE or school sports. The third form is the immunization form, which is the annual immunizations that your children get. I think it's 4 years, it's toddler 4 years, 11 years, and then there's 2 at 16 years. There are religious and medical exemption forms that we do have online. We also have the forms back there if you want to pick them up. And where do you submit your forms? Once your forms are filled out, you can submit them onto our online medical record system, which is called Magnus, which is also available on the My Resources page. You go in there, you look for your child's name, you sign in, and there's places where you can upload all the forms. The deadline is August 1st. And do I administer medicines? Yes, I do. I have a list of medications that you can find on Magnus that gives me permission to give medications. If you choose for me not to give certain medications, you just put no. If your child needs extra medications, prescription medications, I do request that you send me a detailed email. I am a nurse, so I do need a physician's prescribed, like a prescription for me to then administer, whether it's albuterol or Proventil or insulin or whatever the case might be. I do need for them to have a prescription, and for me to be emailed, I need the date, the time, and how often that needs to be given. So that's very important. When your child is sick, We try to monitor your child, see what's going on. If their stomach pain is related to, I'm just going to give an example, constipation. If there's something else going on, does the child really need to go home? Does the child need to stay? Can we monitor them? Can they just rest for a bit and then go back home, go back to class? Or do I really, really need to send them home? So if you do get a phone call from me, don't freak out. It's usually because I'm just letting you know what's going on. In the off chance that they are very sick or they just have a high fever or they have a fever above, I think it's 100, we call the parents and have you pick them up just so that they're comfortable, and obviously we don't want to spread things around. So that's basically my role. I do love the kids. They come into my office, they get hugs, they get stickers, so it's fun. It's a good vibe. So welcome, and I hope you guys have a great year.
Thank you. Any questions before?
Yes. Yes.
In terms of administering medicine, what's the go-to, say, for like a headache or anything? Do you guys give them like Tylenol?
So we have a list of those medications on Magnus, and if you put down no, then I usually call. I'll check. I usually, usually there's like 10 kids sitting, but I'll try to check real quick. I call the parents, and I say, hey, I saw you put no under Tylenol or Advil, but their headache is really bad. Would you like me to give the medication? And if you say yes for that instance, then I'll give it. But if the parent has put down yes, unless it's under second grade, I just go ahead and give it. Kids below second grade, I call the parents.
Yes.
If the kid gets sent home sick, what's the policy?
It's 24 hours symptom free. So if, let's say they had a fever Wednesday morning, they can come back to school on Friday. A medical for 3 days. Yeah, you have to bring a medical excuse if your child has been out for 3 days, just so we know what's going on and yeah. That is an academic question. Yeah, I'm in my own bubble. So yeah, so the parents usually email teachers, but they'll get into that.
That's a good secondary question. From a
Yeah.
secondary
Yes.
I also want to piggyback. Magnus is a little tedious because it takes a couple of steps, but it's actually really user-friendly and obviously is of great benefit to Kartika. And I know that her goal is not to hound you down and hostigarlo. So the sooner we get those forms done, the better we are to kind of clear everything. There's lots of playtime.
Yes.
And so it's very important. And I always like to mention, God forbid, in case of an emergency, the hospital's right in front. Where are we? See, El Ashford, so we're close to the Ashford if God forbid.
Yeah, I think last year I sent about 6 kids there for broken things. Yeah, it happens. Kids, there's a lot of sports. There's a lot of boys pushing boys around, and things happen. And I'm busy. It's a busy, fun place, but yeah, sometimes kids come in because they want a hug, and sometimes kids come in because they bent their finger backwards and they're in a lot of pain, and I need to triage them and give them the best care they need.
Thank you, Kartika. Anything
You're
else?
welcome.
Perfect. Jump over this.
Ay, déjame la
Thank you. And I'm going to call Rebecca and Fefi, and I think we're going to cover early childhood and elementary together. So I'd like to excuse our principals. They're not with us this morning. So Miss Micah and Miss Jolie will be available later on for any additional questions. You guys, for the most part, had the opportunity to meet them in open houses. But today we're introducing 2 other members that maybe you guys didn't get to meet. So we'll just kind of work the questions together. Fefi, si quieres ir al otro lado, entonces le voy a dar los 2 micrófonos. Y si se quieren presentar.
Hi, guys, and welcome. Super excited to see everybody. Some new faces and some other faces that I saw maybe in the orientation for the toddlers that Saturday morning. So I'm Rebecca. I'm the instructional coach for the early childhood program. I work hand in hand with Miss Micah. So you will see me every morning receiving the students at the gate, and I'll be in the classrooms constantly with their kids and the teachers. So welcome.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Miss Fefi. I'm the instructional coach for the upper elementary division. You will also see me at the gate every morning. Welcome. We're really excited to have you here and really excited to get to know your kids as well.
Yep. So I'm going to get started. Will we get to meet the teachers before school starts? Yes. The first week when the teachers come back, we're going to have a parent orientation where you're going to come to their classrooms and you're going to meet the teachers and see the classrooms where your student where your child will be attending class, and they will give you a lot of more information that you might need for the beginning of the school year. You'll get to see their classroom, and they'll hand out the lists and all of that. And
So the clarification, Miss Rebecca will cover toddler up until second grade, and Miss Fefi's third to sixth. So we'll kind of piggyback
Yeah.
on each of the divisions.
So in the early childhood one, for our little students, the lists will be placed on the resource page where you're going to be able to see what things you need to get throughout the summer. Okay.
For upper elementary, you will also get to meet the teachers at the parent orientation in August. Our parent orientation is mostly routines, systems, all of that, and then we'll get into the academics at back to school night, which is after school starts. For materials, you don't need to buy many materials for upper elementary. The school provides most of them, but we do ask that every child brings their own backpack, headphones, water bottle, and a pencil case.
And for materials in the early childhood, the same thing. You do not need to buy supplies or materials the school will provide. However, if your child is in the toddler program or in the pre-K program, the teachers will ask for an extra set of clothes in case of accidents, and they're going to ask for their little sleeping bag that they use for quiet time. They might ask for wipes, and if you're in the toddler program, you will definitely need to constantly bring wipes and diapers for them. Okay, and extra set of clothes and all that. But again, when you have your orientation, they will give you much more details about that. And if I might forget something, they will let you know as well. And it's also going to be posted on the resource page.
See, and also, so it's new for families that are coming in with a second child, perhaps. Materials you used to purchase before,
Yeah.
and now this is
So
new
yeah,
for this year.
you don't need to buy for the lower elementary, meaning from pre-K to toddlers to second grade. You do not need to buy books or notebooks or pencils or pencil cases or. Not, if you want, not even backpacks, maybe a small backpack, because we do not have homework in the early childhood, so they won't be carrying books back and forth. So you might want to buy, if you want, a small backpack, or if they're going to bring lunch, their lunchbox. But other than that, the school will provide for any things that they might need in the classroom.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Let me keep on going.
We already talked about purchasing books, and then now does my child take a nap?
Yes, the children from toddlers to pre-kinder, they will have naps. They will have a nap time. So the teachers will specify what type of knapsack they need for their quiet time. They have a cot. They won't be sleeping directly on the floor. They have a cot, and on top of the cot, there's some little sleeping bags that you roll up, and they have with their pillow, and you just Velcro it. They'll show you when you have orientation, and it's really easy for them to carry. They bring them back on home on Friday, so you can give them a good wash, and then you bring them back on Mondays, and they'll use those for sleeping in their quiet time.
How do I know?
Is there any work to do in the summer?
So a lot of our parents ask, and maybe also Fefi, other schools or packets, math packets, reading packages, summer reading, so forth.
No. In the lower elementary and early childhood, I would strongly suggest reading every night with your child before they go to bed. Other than that, let them enjoy their summer, and they're going to be working a lot when they get to school in August. For pre-K, I do want to clarify that pre-K students, it is a requirement for pre-K students to be fully potty trained. If they're in toddlers, the toddler teachers will be working with their potty training in the classroom. But if they're pre-K, they need to be fully potty trained, okay? They always will have accidents, and that's okay, but that's why you're going to have to bring an extra set of clothes and some baby wipes to help clean them up. When you were talking about the uniforms earlier on, parents ask us a lot, how many uniforms? I'm a mom, and when my child was at that age, I would buy 5 sets, one for each day, plus an extra set to keep in the classroom. Not necessarily does the extra set that they're in the classroom need to be a school uniform. If you wish to do so, that's fine. If not, you can bring an extra set of clothes from home, underwear, socks, and their shirt and pants to keep in the classroom. Classrooms, they get very, very cold, so we strongly suggest as well to buy the hoodies or the sweaters that the uniform outlets have, and they keep in the classroom. And please, I'm begging you, and if I need to get on my knees, I will, label everything. Not with a Sharpie. No. It washes out. Embroider their name. Name and last name, because you know how many Marias and Sofias we have? So, and the water bottles, please. Label everything. There's some little like rubber bands that you can order on Amazon, and you slip them out the bottle and you put their name. That would be a game changer. That way, you guys don't get into fights with them at home when the second graders go home without their bottles, and then they go home on Friday with 10, because we find them throughout the week. We have a lost and found, but like every 2 weeks we empty lost and found. So either we donate things that aren't reclaimed, or if they're damaged or broken, we throw them out. So if you want to avoid having those difficult conversations with your young ones, I strongly suggest that you label absolutely everything.
A good idea across the board.
Uh-huh.
All the different things for our children. There's a question back there.
I just want to know if they do the embroidery at the uniform out.
No.
They do it for us for uniforms, but besides that, not independent. Yeah.
I know there was a mom who asked earlier about the screen time. So pre-K toddlers, pre-K and pre-K, they do not use, there's no screen time. Pre-K has the smart boards in the classroom, and those are used for giving lessons, but it's lesson time. It's not a game. It's not watching a movie. It's because it's a lesson. They might use it some days, and they might use it other days. They might just play music on the board while the kids are working. So if it's on, it's just because it might be just music so the kids can focus. But pre-K students use the smart board if it's a lesson that they're teaching. Pre-K toddlers, when you go into the classrooms, you're going to see that there's no screen time, there's no screens, there's no TVs, there's no iPads. Kindergarten students up to second grade use the iPads at some point, again, because for learning purposes. They might be working independently on a math app while other students are doing other things, but it's not an or they do assessments, so it's not an everyday thing. But kinder to second grade, yes, teachers will use them for academic purposes only. Any other question? Yes.
For PPK, do we need to buy like PE uniforms or?
Yes, they will be pre-K will be taking a PE class and the toddlers as well. Yeah. So, the schedule, we're working on that. During orientation, we can give you a little bit more details. But if you want, maybe by 2, I think they have. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 PE classes during the week, during the cycle. Yes. Question.
The headphones, do you want them to be wired or wireless?
Wired, because wireless, it depends on the iPad that they have, and then we have to reconnecting it. So this is just the headphones are for kinder to second grade. The lower grades do not need headphones. This is just kinder to second grade. Label them as well.
And also, Ms. Becky.
Also, upper elementary students need to have headphones as well, 3rd through 6th grade, and labeled too. Please label everything.
Any other question for me?
Ms. Fefi, do you want to answer? Do the students have in 3rd to 6th grade any summer work?
We do have a list of recommended books. They're not mandatory, and they don't have a test when they come back. It's not traditional summer reading, but the teachers do create a list of recommended books that we will share on our MySJS. But as Ms. Rebecca said, we do recommend that everybody reads as much as possible, just for fun.
And then there's a few more questions. I decided to consolidate the 2. How do I know if my little one went to the bathroom or if he or she ate?
Okay. Yes.
And
So
these are questions frequently asked. So that's why we're,
So toddlers to pre-kinder, we have an app that's called a
Bright Wheel.
Bright Wheel. Thank you. We have different apps for different things, so I got confused. So yes, it's a Bright Wheel, and through that app, the teachers will be sending you. This is toddlers to pre-K. Kindergarten up, no. So they will send pictures of students working. If the toddler went to the bathroom, they'll check in and say they went potty. If they had an accident, they'll check in and they had an accident. If they ate all their food, their food. If they didn't eat it, they'll mark it up. This is an app that also you can send messages to the teachers. However, please keep in mind that teachers will not respond immediately because they'll be teaching the kids. So usually when they get back to you, it's if it's during quiet time, that's when they'll start answering emails or the text messages that you might send through the app. And this is the time also during quiet time when the kids are asleep that the teachers don't have to be such an active supervision. They can send pictures so that you can see how the kids are going. So if you see from 7:30 to 11 o'clock, there's no pictures, give them a break. They will be there and you will get to see the kids. And they will also answer the messages. If it's an emergency, they'll call you. They won't write a message. So.
and then who do I contact for medical appointments or early dismiss, I don't think Ms. Lourdes is here, right? But I wanted for you guys to mention how important she is.
Yeah, if your child is going to be tardy, you can send an email to Ms. Lourdes. She's our elementary secretary, and she will forward the message to the teachers. Or if you also want to email the teachers, copy Ms. Lourdes, copy Ms. Micah, so that they're aware if they're going to be in late, and if they're at a medical appointment, if they're sick, or any other reason that they might be absent.
And that's the same for.
Same for upper elementary, 3rd through 6th grade.
I do want to mention, I'm just keeping things that I keep remembering. Toddlers to pre-K will be having a transition week in August. What does that mean? It means that they're going to be coming in individually for a couple of hours during a day, and then they go home early, just so they can, that same thing, to transition. And so when their first day of school comes, the whole day, they're a little bit more accustomed to the process. You will get more information about that throughout the summer with the date and the time that your child will be coming to school. It's a specific date and a specific time that they might come. For example, let's say your child might come on a Monday from 8 to 10, and then after 10, they go home. If the child is very, very upset and doesn't want to stay, then we'll call a little bit earlier. But that's going to be a transition week for both toddlers and pre-K. Pre-K students and up, they start regular full day like everybody else.
And this is things that we've learned, and obviously
Yes.
with the Montessori program, for the most part, this is the first
Yeah.
time the student will be attending a school.
Yeah, so we learned our first year that definitely this process of having a transition period, especially staggered, especially for our little ones, the process is much more seamless for them, and it's more calm for them. They don't get so upset the first day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a quick question. Can parents know which week will the transition week happen? Is it before August 12th or
Yes,
after?
they'll let you know around by the end of June. They'll let you know.
Okay.
So for the next month, we're all working with everything coming up relevant to August. So you'll be receiving lots of communications now in the month of June. For the most part, a lot of our admin team and support have vacation in July. So we'll get a lot of information out to you guys now in the month of June. I also wanted to mention, dismissal time is a tricky time, right? So that 3 to 3:30, and they're both nodding their heads. Getting a hold of the office at that time is difficult. So anything you need to do it before that. And then sometimes us other offices, Paola or myself, will receive messages, and we're going to try to help as much as we can.
Yeah.
But 3 to 3:30 is a tricky time.
It's
in the office.
dismissal. So yeah, schools open and starts at 7:30. It opens at 7:30. School starts at 8.
For
And-
upper elementary, school will be starting at 7:45 for morning meeting.
Okay. So early childhood will be beginning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So after 8, they'll be tardy. Okay. And school ends at 3. From 3 to 3:30, we have dismissal. Okay. Dismissal is like a drive-through system that we have. We have an app that you will be downloading as well, that you need to have the app, and you're going to get a family ID and so forth. It's called Pick My Kid. And when you're coming down Ashford Avenue, the line starts on Rodriguez Serra. That's where the line starts. We will be outside along with another team of teachers with our phones writing down names, and the Miss Lourdes is going to be inside calling names through the mic, and the kids will come out and we will take them to your car. There's 2 options. You can come as a walker, because a lot of people live in the area and they come walking and pick up their kids as a walker, or you make the line and wait patiently in line, and we will take your kids out. We stop at 3:30. However, if there's a big traffic jam for whatever reason, construction in Puerto Rico, plus the rain, we might leave the gate open a little bit longer because we know it's out of anyone's control. However, after 3:30, once the gate closes, if you have not picked up your child, don't worry, they're gonna be fine. We will send the children automatically to Power Hours, which is our aftercare program. Okay. During Power Hours is from 3:30 to 6. You can leave your child if you need to leave them there, and they will be taken care of with fun activities and things for them to do. They won't be left alone in the classroom or wandering about. This is beginning from toddlers up to 6th grade. Also, we have after-school programs that begin in September. Through the email, you'll be receiving a whole packet of all the after-school programs. You can sign your child up and the ages that the students might participate in that. Those are apart from Power Hours. If Effie, you want to say anything about dismissal?
Regarding fifth and sixth graders, even though they are big, they're not allowed to hang out around school after 3:30. So if they are not picked up, everyone goes to power hours, even the sixth graders. We do have a permission slip where students can be authorized to leave the school as walkers in sixth grade, but they're not allowed to hang out in the school or come to the secondary division to watch a volleyball game. They have to be supervised if they're in the school, or they have to go home.
Any question about? Yes.
The power hours start the same day that school starts?
Yes.
And that program, again, you have the option during enrollment to select it in enrollment. If you did not, and then you want to select it later on, we're more than happy to add that on as well. It's a good service. It's available from 3:30 to 6. Traffic jams, meetings, car problems, whatever the issue, the kids are here safe and sound, so you might want to consider it as well. So we're happy to add that as well. They mentioned it's organized chaos, right? So it's going to take you some adjustment
Yes.
period, and while you get used to it, but it flows very well. This team has an amazing control of the parents, so patience, right? And we wanted to address lockers.
Lockers.
Kids have lockers in the elementary school.
Only sixth graders have lockers, and the school provides the lock because it's a special lock. We have the key in case the kids forget the combination. In third through fifth grade, students have cubbies, but their teachers are departmentalized, so they do visit different classrooms. But they have their cubbies, and they don't carry all their books throughout the day.
Okay. Do we have any questions related from toddler to sixth grade? Yes.
So with the picking up after school, if the child goes to
Power hours. Yeah.
and you haven't paid for it yet?
It's charged to your account. Yes, so there's a daily fee of $25. So you don't have to enroll for the whole year, but then you'll be charged according to how many times you use it. Yeah.
So it pays to be on time.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions for elementary? Again, we have a great team. We're going to get tons of information. The idea of this meeting is just to kind of try to answer those questions that you have right now. I will also send their information so you can contact them personally. Anything else you guys want to add? No?
Welcome.
Welcome, and we're just like our main goal is that we want to be partners with you. So our doors are always open. If you have any questions, concerns, or doubts, just send us an email, and we would be more than likely and glad to help you out. All right, so welcome. Have a great summer.
Thank you. All right, so now we're going to turn over to elementary. If anybody wants to get up, stretch their legs, get a bottle of water. I know it's a little lengthy, but we wanted to make sure we covered a little bit of everything. So there's bottles of water. And then if not, Mr. Ortiz, you can come head this way. Are you taking a break too? Okay. So let's take a 5-minute break then. Are you heading out?
Yeah, we are.
We're going to talk about scores and other things, but you guys are, yeah. So we have scores.
Hola, para los nenes chiquitos de kinder, ¿hay algo más que tengo que
Eso es lo que estoy verificando.
Sí,
Déjame
ok.
ver. Tengo algo de deporte y college counseling. Yo creo que
que podemos?
sí,
Ok.
confianza.
Una pregunta, ¿ustedes saben cuál es el tiempo average de la fila de los carros en la mañana?
Se mueve.
Es para dar un cálculo, tú sabes, no sé.
¿De dónde viene?
De Viejo San Juan.
Entonces el portón abre a las 7:30. Yo saldría a las 7.
Exacto.
¿De Viejo San Juan?
Si quieres estar aquí.
No, es que salir de Viejo San Juan es también.
Ah, bueno, cuando yo vengo de casa de Puerta de Tierra, yo llego aquí en 7 minutos.
Pero eso fue la fila y es que los otros días vine y
No,
yo
en la
creo que
mañana
era
el
el
punto está más
viernes
bajo.
pasado que era aguacero y era el día del maestro y la fila del mediodía creo que ya salieron temprano.
De mediodía es otra cosa. De la mañana un poco más.
Si tú estás aquí a las 7:30 en punto, al
Para
frente
que
del
entre a las
portón,
8 para
ya-
llegar a tiempo.
O sea, no, si
¿A qué hora
eres...
debe salir de la casa tu hijo?
No, eso es a qué hora llego a Condado.
No, si, adentro aquí en Condado se mueve.
Se mueve.
Esa hora no
En la tarde,
tráfico.
Bueno, es lo que vi al mediodía.
Okay, so I would say 7. Salga tu casa a las 7:15.
No, pero estar en Condado a 7:30.
Y ya va a
Si
salir.
estás ahí frente al puerto a las 7:30, ya tú sales rápido. Después
Y
de
el
eso.
breakfast con los nenes, uno lo incluye en el meal plan con...
Sí, porque ya tú tienes acceso, tan pronto tú abres la
No,
cuenta.
pero los chiquitos no tienen breakfast.
No, tú tienes que venir con él. Si tú quieres desayunar con él,
Ajá.
pues entonces tú tendrías que venir.
Y
Él no
bajarte
es parte
y-
del día.
Sí, claro, claro, pero si no, como que ellos entran y si tienen meal plan, pues van al comedor y si no se quedan con maestra, si no, o sea, porque si es temprano.
Pero no para desayuno.
No, tienes que estar
So,
acompañado.
exacto, ellos desayunan con los papás, si no, no desayunan.
Correcto.
Ya.
O en la casa, exacto.
Exacto. Gracias.
Okay. We're going to talk about sports and institutional advancement. Y las actividades. Pero si quieren con quién ya la mayoría de las cosas.
Sí, porque como este PPK fue, no creo que pase mucho sports.
Bueno, si quieren, no, pero para que sepan los chavos, pero todavía hay tiempo.
Y nosotros,
Yo te dije que si fuera segundo grado en adelante, quédate.
y entonces, ya saben que empieza
El 12 de agosto. El 12 de agosto, sí. Y entonces ya está, que incluso, qué bueno que lo dices, pero ya está en la página, el calendario.
Ok.
Pues ya con la
Si es que estamos en la transición con Ana y ya tengo que saber para cuándo.
Sí, el 12 de agosto, ya está el calendario. Y en el email que te voy a enviar, yo te voy a poner el calendario de allá. Pues,
En cuanto se cambia que pueden ir a comer, pero obviamente los chiquititos supongo que simplemente les sirven la comida.
ustedes le piden la comida.
Exacto, y a ellos se
Que
les
no lo
sirven,
mencionamos, se le envía un menú. Y entonces ustedes seleccionan ya en cuarto grado en adelante. Ellos
Sí, porque él no va a saber qué ir a
no, en
hacer.
cuarto en adelante sí. Pero déjame llamar la atención un momentito aquí. Okay, so we're going to be meeting in 2 minutes. So if you're grabbing anything, please start heading this way. And also, we are going to cover secondary information, a little bit about sports, support regarding college counseling, our school psychologists. So some of the early childhood families, if you'd like to stay, you're more than welcome to. But that's what we're going to cover now in the next half of the meeting. A todos se les pide abrir la cuenta, porque en caso de que se te olvida un snack, pues nada más llama con él para la cafetería y la comida. Y ya tiene la cuenta abierta. Sí.
Vamos a cubrir los temas de preescolar, BBK y PK. So, ya lo de PK y PK se cubrió.
Si quieren, dame 5 minutitos y cubrimos aquí.
Gracias.
Frankie's gonna be like, "What?" She correct this to her little surf camp. Should I get a black? What is this? No, this is cool. Should I go with BB? This is dope. I'm gonna say the PG. Let's do that one. I'm really good. That's Stevens. How long was the balance? Should be done, no?
Okay, we're gonna get started. If everyone can start moving this way, including our secondary principal. And if Vanessa Fernandez is here as well. Thank you so much again for joining us this morning. I hope you found the information helpful. Okay, and then I just there's a few other members. Dr. Miriam Font is back there. She's our Dean of Academics and Assistant Head of School. And then some of our other team, which we're gonna meet later on. We're gonna cover now in this half secondary information, a little bit about sports. We're gonna cover counseling and student support, and then we'll be wrapping it up, okay? The mic is yours.
Good morning. Welcome. Let me see if I recognize some. Oh, yeah, I do recognize some other faces.
Secondary families, want to raise your hand so we
Yeah.
know who. So
Sí.
it's not
All right. So, yo no creo que necesite el micrófono, pero
Okay.
All right. Todo el mundo me escucha, ¿verdad? Sí. All right. So no, I'm not gonna have to. All right, got it. So, my name is Samuel Ortiz Flores. I am the secondary division principal. That is grades 7 through 12. I want to excuse Doctora Fernandez, associate principal for grades 7 and 8. She was here. She stepped out, not back yet. When she comes in, we will formally introduce her. So Doctora Fernandez is in charge of grades 7 and 8, and I am in charge of all of the grades, but she helps me for the grades 7 and 8. She's the first contact for the grades 7 and 8. Let's go to the questions. All right. So when will we know what classes my child will be taking? Well, that depends on what we offer. Regular classes, we offer honor classes, and we offer AP classes. Honor classes start in ninth grade. AP classes, for all purposes, begin in 10th grade. Okay. So depending on the grade the student is going to, you will have an email, and Natalie Doron. You will get to meet Natalie Doron in a few minutes, but there's the academic advisor for grades 9 and 10th grade. That will be Seiho. You will get to meet her in a few moments. Seiho helps us with the transition from 8th to 9th grade. And she will also help your children with the transition from 9th to 10th grade. So depending on the grade, you will have a different advisor. For the transition from the 10th to the 11th grade, Nicole Whitman will be your contact person. And then from the transition, if you guys want to come forward, yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna come up soon.
So, and then for the transition from the 11th grade to the 12th grade, then Natalie Doron will be your contact person. So depending on the grade your children are going to, you will receive an email from one of them, either the college counselor or the academic advisor. They will ask for recommendations from your previous schools. So if your children want to take honor classes or AP classes, depending on the grade that they're going to, they will ask teachers from the previous schools, and they will, do you recommend them for these classes? Okay, so the classes that they will be taking will depend on those recommendations.
And also, somewhere they have access to your admissions files as well. So everything you've already submitted, they have access to the transcripts and so forth. Important, I'm gonna piggyback. We've already mentioned it to you guys, but as soon as you guys get official end of the year transcripts, it's important that we have those here as well so that the team can have access to that as well.
Because all of the classes are, for now, will be preliminary, depending upon those recommendations and the final grade on those classes. Did I explain myself regarding that?
When they come up, yeah.
Okay, so in general, that's what happens with the classes. If your children are going to 7th or 8th grade, it's more like a prescribed curriculum. So the process it's done in-house. Okay? Now, there's a caveat to that, and that will be Spanish as a second language. If your children are taking Spanish as a second language for the 7th and 8th grade, then they will need to take a placement test.
Any Spanish as a second language students here? I think we're all regular Spanish class here.
Got it. All right.
That's all. This is all happening now, right? So
Oh.
timeframe.
This is all happening now. We should be done, almost done. I believe we are 95% done with our current students, so we will be transitioning to working with the new students. All right. All right. So let me just take a moment and say so you can say hi to Doctora Fernandez. Again, she's the associate principal for grades 7 and 8. If you want to say a few words.
Welcome, good morning. I see I have a few 7th graders and 8th graders in the room. You will be working when it comes to academics, mostly with me because the college counseling starts with 9th grade. So I am here to support with academics, any other situations that may arise. And specifically, we work a lot with the transition, especially from 6th grade through 7th grade. 8th graders are the big people on campus now in what we're calling our middle school, even though the secondary division goes from 7 to 12. And one of the exciting highlights of 7th grade is our mini week, where we break our own boundaries and explore beautiful Puerto Rico. And it's a class bonding trip. So, and it helps us, we do it towards spring. So students, they know each other, they know their teachers, but it really is a wonderful student bonding experience. And then in 8th grade, they do have a graduation. So Vanessa Fernandez, un placer. Nice to meet you. You can find me just vanessa.fernandez if you have any questions at sjspr.org. Nice to meet you.
Which reminds me that I jumped in immediately and I did not say a lot about me. So again, Samuel Ortiz. I've been here for 21 years. Started as a science teacher. I'm a science major, physics. At some point, I went back to school, studied engineering, and that's when after finishing engineering, industrial engineering, that's when I decided that I really liked what I was doing. So I ended up being the dean of students at that point, which means that I was in charge of discipline. After a few years, I was offered a position called Dean of Student Life, which meant that I was not only in charge of discipline, but also activities, meaning that I was making sure that everything that we did followed the school's mission and vision. And 4 years ago, I was offered the position of principal, so here I am. I'm proud that my 2 daughters are not here. Unfortunately, they moved to California a year ago. Paola, who's my oldest, she's a senior. She's graduating from Otay Ranch High School in California. I'm actually going to be there next week. And then my youngest, Isabella, she's going to be a junior next year. Right? So they still love their school. But so how can my child sign up for clubs? Okay,
Before you go there, I'm sorry. Can I ask you what the school hours are for the secondary?
School opens at around 7 in the morning. So they're welcome from that time on. There's no supervision for students in 7th through 12th grade in the morning. Most of the students, the big majority of the students are here by 7:45. Then the next big group comes in at around 8:15. School day begins at 8:20. There will be 3 bells. The first bell rings at 8:17, which means, okay, the date's about to start. The second bell rings at 8:19, which means you should be on your way. And the third bell, you'd be surprised.
They don't hear any of them.
No, any of them. And it's not actually a bell. It's me with an actual bell. And I go like ring, ring, ring. And I'm standing there. There's a bunch of them. I'm like ring, ring, ring. And they look at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, just standing here. And the third bell rings at 8:20, which means that the teacher's already taken attendance.
See, and I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you again. You said no supervision. All of our teachers, staff, principal, everybody's already arriving at that time. A lot of our teachers meet with students in the morning. There are some clubs that take place at that time, but there's less, obviously, structure at that time before classes start.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
So 8:20. The day ends at 3:10. Next year we have a new schedule. It's we're going from a 5-day cycle to a 6-day cycle. We're gonna be using letters. I think it will bring much more consistency to what we do. I don't have the schedule. I mean, I have my computer. I can connect it if you want. But the schedule will be discussed during the new student orientation, and that happens in August. So in August, we will welcome parents and students once again, and on that day, we will discuss the schedule. We have many cool things integrated to the schedule, like flex time and assembly time. And flex time, we call it WIN, which stands for what I need. And during that time, it's basically that. If they want to play basketball, then yeah, go play basketball. If they want to read, then go read. And they will quickly notice, your children will quickly notice that the best use of that time will be to go back to their teachers and ask, like, I have a question here. Can you help me with that? So, all right. So it's worked for the last few years. How can my child sign up for clubs? Come last week of August, the Dean of Student Life will send an email. Well, at the beginning of the school year, the Dean of Student Life will send an email to all the children and the parents announcing the club fair. Last week of August, we have our big club fair. There's 50 or more extracurricular activities, and they will go from one to the other, from one table to the other, and sign up. So here's what's gonna happen. They'll sign up for 20 of them.
Exactly.
They'll sign up for 20. Make sure that you sit down with them over the weekend and say, so tell me what you sign up for, and follow up on them with that. They need to realize that the idea here is to show they should be doing something that they feel passionate about. It's not about how much, it's about the quality. So sit down, talk to them, and have them choose the 2 or 3 that they really feel passionate about, and have them try it. And they'll go to one and say, oh, this is not for me. And it's fine because I already have 2 more choices. Then if that changes from 8th grade to 9th grade, it's fine. Colleges know that. They're growing up, they're maturing, and their interests will change. So just make sure that you sit down with them and ask them, what did you sign up for? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Why don't you try this 3? Okay, so that's usually that's how I did with my daughters, and that's how what I usually tell the parents, and it usually works. Ma'am?
Like if there's a science club, a math club, and all stuff that's STEM related, are they ordered or organized in a way that you can go to all of them and still have and not have to skip one because you're in another?
In general, that's what we try to do. The whole idea behind the flexible time is to try to accommodate clubs that compete. See, for example, if a student is good in math and sciences and they want to be part of the Science Bowl club or the math, there's many math clubs. We use that time in the afternoons, or the idea is to use that time in the afternoon to accommodate those clubs, so the student will have time afterwards to then report to other clubs. I don't know if I answered your question, but we do try to stagger them in such a way that everybody can participate from what they want. Obviously, as everything in life, there's no guarantee, but usually, if there's a conflict that you cannot go to a club at a certain time, you can always talk to the advisor and make yourself available. So, yeah, talk to the advisor.
Do clubs start in secondary only?
There's clubs for the elementary. Most of the clubs start in 7th grade.
These are more student-driven versus the clubs in the elementary are a little bit more managed by the teachers and so forth. Yeah.
And actually, what happens is that if one of the students brings up an idea of a club that is not available, we usually And if the student finds an advisor, we will usually allow that club to move on as a new organization. Will there be student orientations? Yes, there will be a student orientation. There's two of them. One is for the seventh grade, anybody who's coming in the seventh grade, and then there's one for anybody coming in grades 8 through 12. And that's going to happen in August, and you will receive an official communication through your school email and probably your personal email.
And what Paola and I do is like anything we receive on our end, we also shoot it. So you might get multiple, but we want to guarantee that you're getting everything. And it's important to note that it's a separate one for seventh grade because in St. John's, the sixth graders that cross over into the secondary, this is new for them all. So that's why we separate seventh grade with 8th through then 12th.
And during those orientations, we usually have the students from what we call from the student council, but we also have the Green Key Society. The Green Key Society, it's like student ambassadors, so they will be here. And what they do is we take the school, we take all of your children around the school, so they get to know the campus. Okay.
So I don't know if Jamie's here because I wanted.
No,
Okay, but we can talk about
she's
Jamie.
there. And if Jamie.
So, if you
So
wanna
that
go
is-
back, that's Jamie back there.
Jamie is our administrative assistant for the secondary, so make sure you say hi to her.
See, but for like absences and late and dismissals and things, they should.
Nobody will be late.
Okay. Nobody will be
What are
late.
you
Nobody
talking
will be
about?
absent.
No, good. No. So yeah, you will be talking. If for any reason they'll be absent, what we do is please make sure you send an email to the administrative assistant, copy me, and then she'll excuse them. She'll excuse them on the system. What's excused, what's not excused, you will have all the information in the student and parent handbook. Once you have access to the system, you will see where the handbooks are located under resources. I know it's a lot now, but they will be located under resources. And we will also discuss that during the orientations. So you will know what is excused, what is not excused, and how to manage that. If they are late because there's traffic in the morning, make sure you shoot an email letting us know that they're late, and that's all it takes. So if they're late for an excused reason, let us know, and they will stop by the office, and they will get a late pass and go to class.
Mr. Ortiz, can you talk to us a little bit about self-advocacy and kids and students reaching out to teachers and handling certain, in regards to grades and questions and asking questions and so forth?
I mean,
How we
so
promote-
here's the idea is that we promote that students. There's what we call the chain of concern, and the idea is for the students first to reach out to the teachers. Okay, and by 95% of the time that works. If the student reaches out to the teacher, it will work out. Now, if there's any other issue that it's not solved by the student talking to the teacher, the students can reach out to the department chair. By that time, 98% of the issues, or maybe 99% of the issues, are all solved. If there's a need for additional conversations, then either if it's 7th or 8th grade, then they talk to Doctora Fernandez. If it's 9th through 12th grade, they will talk to me. And yes, we expect our students to reach out to the teachers and talk to them, and we expect them to reach out to the department chairs. That's one of the things that we believe in, self-advocacy, and having them. In real life, they'll have a boss, and they will have to sit down and talk to their boss. We want them to have that experience, and that will also happen in college.
Which do you think is the best like method of conversation? Is it the email, a website, or like Facebook?
I like person to person to first reach out, like, hey, miss, hey, mister, can I talk to you? Yeah, sure.
Are there any office hours other than class time?
Yeah, there's office hours. Come August, every teacher will, once they upload the course information, they also include their email and the office hours. They usually have office hours in the morning and the afternoon.
So again, piggybacking on that, once, as of July 1st, you'll have full access to your account, and you're gonna see how helpful it is having access to your teachers through the portal, through messaging, through emails, and then for parents as well, it's fairly clear. You'll be able to see homework assignments, the schedules. So the portal is very helpful in the day-to-day while our kids get on track and our parents get on track as well.
All right. So again, medical appointments or any absences or if they're late, Jamie will be the contact person. I believe her email is jamie.diaz@sjspri.org. But we will again remind all of you come the day of the orientation.
Say, and you made a question earlier regarding what was it again?
Basically, when you are absent, how do you make sure that you catch up
I'm
on
making
all
up for work. She made it earlier during elementary. So if you're out for 2 days, how do you make up for that work? Is that what the question is? Okay.
No, if that's the case, you reach out to the teacher. If you're anytime you're absent, you always have to reach out to the teacher. Mister, what was it that I missed? What can I do to make it up? Okay. Now, if there's students who, for example, like my daughters, they used to play volleyball, so they used to travel a lot. If that is the case, we need to know, or the teachers need to know in advance, and they will be excused. We promote student athletes. That's something that we are proud. So, or if they have a science competition, if they have a science ball, we had students that travel all the way to Japan and whatnot. So the idea is let us know in advance and they will be excused. We do have a rule that is called the +1 rule, and that is if a student is outside 5 days or more because they are going to either represent the school or represent themselves in a sport or academics, they have to complete a contract for extended absences, and when they come back, they have the number of days that they were absent +1 to complete the missing work. So parents, the idea is not for them to do everything on the last day, but to keep in mind, they should keep in mind that if you were absent 4 days and you were excused, now you have 5 days. So you have to talk to all of your teachers to make sure that you complete everything on those 5 days. It's not that you will wait until the last day to complete everything. That's the whole idea, ma'am. It depends on the sport. Volleyball had pre-tryouts, but I know the athletic director is here. He'll answer those questions. Got it.
Anything else regarding academics or secondary life with Mr. Ortiz?
No,
Oh,
there's.
the athletics is next. That was upper elementary, but you can talk about that.
All right. So yes, they will have you will have a locker. Lockers will be assigned come August. Additionally, we provide the school. It's charged through the student account, but everybody has the same lock. And I cannot think of any other questions. So if you have any other questions for us.
Yeah, with respect to, like you said, absences, do you need like a formal letter if they're going to represent a team or something? You need like a formal letter
Yeah,
from the institution?
that's usually the case. If it's a doctor, then also if it's because they're ill, then our doctors know. But if it's usually sports, we usually accept the club. The club will send an official letter letting us know about the trip. And if it's a math or science competition, the organization, they will usually send us a letter.
Pop quizzes and pop exams allowed?
Yeah.
If you didn't hear the
As
question,
the
our pop quizzes
yeah.
or exams. Like
So pop quizzes are a thing, yes. Not a big thing, but it's from time to time, depending on the class.
My question is, I travel or I miss school a lot because of competition.
Yeah.
So it's possible that if I come back, there is a pop quiz and I haven't been.
No, if that is the case, you will see, and I'm absolutely proud of saying this, that you will see that we don't only have the best faculty in Puerto Rico, but we have a faculty that is willing to listen to students. And you come in and say, "Hey, miss, I was not here," and she or he will immediately say, do not worry about it. Go to the library, focus on this, and then come in the afternoon. We'll talk and figure out when you're gonna take it. So do not worry about that. I need you to understand. There's one thing that I need you to understand here. you need to talk to the teachers. As long as you talk to the teachers, everything will be solved. That's what I said. 90% of the issues will be solved by talking to the teacher.
Communication is key, and there's multiple ways to communicate. So,
I just wanted to know if they receive college credit for honors and AP classes.
Yes, they do. What happens is that, again, when you have access to the student parent handbook, there's also another document called the program of studies. When you look at the program of studies, you'll see that regular classes have regular value, if you will. Honor classes have 0.5 above in terms of value compared to regular classes, and AP classes has 1 whole point. Meaning, if a student gets an A plus, which is 4 points, if it was an honor class, that 4 point, it's a 4.5, and if it's an AP class, it's a 5.0. That usually happens the first day of school. As you get to know all of your teachers, they will say, so here's a portal, and here's my information, and here's where you look for the homework, and here's where you send me the emails and whatnot. So yeah, that usually happens. It naturally occurs in the classroom.
see, and you have access to it before school, so maybe you want to go in and practice, but it's fairly self-explanatory. And everybody here is willing to help as well in navigating. So,
How about summer readings, summer volunteer hours?
I knew that question was on the other
That was
one.
on the other
Got
one,
it.
yeah.
Got it. All right, summer readings. Can you go back to the elementary presentation?
Yeah.
So they briefly talked about it during the elementary presentation. So for the if you go to the quick links, you will find already the book list for the 2026-2027 school year. All of the books are here, including the summer readings for English and Spanish. Now, the English and the Spanish department, they will send an email with more information. That email will be forwarded by NISA to all of you. Now, under quick links, you will also, it's not activated yet, but we will activate it probably the second week of June, and that will be the material list for all of the classes. For the secondary, the material lists are small, but we do ask for a few things on each of the classes. Those lists are not activated yet. We will activate those come the second week of June, and once we do that, we inform the whole community. Either you already received the email because you're already on the email bank, or NISA will forward that information to all of you. So the material list will be found under quick links. All the books will be found under quick links, including the summer readings.
And then also, no lo ven aquí, pero they will have to sign their handbooks and certain documents. So you'll get a pop-up up here. This is a yellow bar, and then it'll tell you what you need to complete and sign. So that'll be for students and for parents as well. So handbook, right, requires signature.
It's 2 signatures. It's the handbook.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be 2 signatures: the handbook and the for the pictures.
Social media
So-
release.
Social media
And
release.
also consent about 11th and 12th graders.
So it's gonna be the handbook. It will be one asking if you consent to let to have them to have the school take pictures of them and post the pictures and whatnot. And if they are juniors or seniors, then the permission to step out and come back, the lunch privilege. See? Any other question? Yes.
We're sorry.
No. Please go ahead.
With regards to, I know that I think NHS has to do like something like 60-something hours or something like that, and there's a certain amount that can be done during the summer. Where can we get more information?
For the community service, there's community service as a graduation requirement. All of the information will be found in a handbook called the Outreach Program. Outreach Program, and again, you will have
No, it'll be in the resource page.
yeah,
here.
it's on the resource.
But obviously, I think this is an elementary resource page, but you'll get the secondary access to the resource.
Got it. So the outreach, you will find all of the information. See, but that's not where the handbook is. The handbooks will be found on the resources outreach handbook, and you will see the number of hours required as a graduation requirement. Those hours are cumulative, all the way to 12th grade. Now, the hours for the National Honor Society and hours for the National Junior Honor Society are different from the hours for the graduation requirement. So you cannot double dip, if you will. So for each of the organizations, if you want to be part of the organization, they require an additional number of hours. All the information will be under the outreach program. I'm sorry, outreach handbook that you will find on the resources. If you have additional questions, I'll be sitting in the back, and then I can show you how the book looks like. For the National Honor Society, it's 25 hours. For the National Junior Honor Society, if I'm not mistaken, it's 10 hours. I want to say it's 10 hours. And then each of the grade has to complete a certain number of hours.
Okay, so it's not, when you're saying cumulative, it's not like, well, by the time they graduate, they have to have 200 hours.
By the time they graduate, if I'm not mistaken, it's 125, 130 hours.
And with her
Yeah, depending on the grade they come in, that's when it starts. Any other questions? All right. Mobile Serve, it's the app that we use to keep track of the community service hours. What happens is come August, the students from the outreach will go to each of the classrooms to give the rest of the students a orientation on the app. It is a simple app used to keep track of the hours.
Do you need any sort of evidence of the hours, like it's either a firma or like photos?
What happens is that you do your community service hours, and then the person who's supervising you during those community service hours, you share your information with the person receives an email, and the person approves the hours, and once the hours are approved, we get a notification on the link on Mobile Serve, and the hours are calculated.
How many community service hours do you need to graduate 8th grade?
I see from the memoria, I do not remember. I think it should be 15 hours, but 15, yeah. Yeah, so 15 hours, and but the graduation requirement it's for 12th grade. So the idea is you have to do a certain number of hours each year. Come 12th grade, you need to have this total number of hours. So for graduating in 8th grade, I will not call you and say you don't have 15. There's no issue at that point. Come 12th grade, actually, I have a conversation in a few minutes with the student who's missing 6, and the graduation's tomorrow. So, so I don't know, magic. If you that's a really good question. That's an awesome question. I am. Yes, we will. I'm pretty sure we will honor those hours. So if you have completed hours in a previous school, and you have someone that can certify, we will honor those hours. Yeah.
Depending the grade as well.
Yes. That is correct. With the outreach committee, it's the umbrella, if you will, where they will promote community service opportunities throughout the year. So students, they go to do outreach, and what's happening this weekend? Okay, so Amigos de los Animales, for example, to give you an example, they'll connect with Amigos de los Animales, they'll go, they'll like it, and they'll continue doing it. And then sometimes they'll find out that this is not for me, so they can go back to the outreach and find out about new and other opportunities, and they can just find out what their passion is. Once they find what their passion is, it becomes second nature for them to do the hours.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
We'll move on to athletic.
Contacting, I don't know if there's like parent communities, or, I'm guessing each grade has like their own. I mean, we're used to being bombarded with WhatsApps from different classes. So I'm just wondering if there's going to be like a meeting where the parents can get to meet other
he let me think about that answer. WhatsApp, it's not an official means of communication. If you ask me personally, I'm not in any WhatsApp group because related to school, because WhatsApp, it's not an official means of communication. Everything will be communicated via email. Now, as soon as on the very first day of school, they'll find out she's a new student. Actually, before that, they'll find out she's a new student, and the parents will immediately contact you and add you to the WhatsApp. And that occurs naturally.
So cover your ears.
No, wait, not.
As a parent, it's good for the social engagement activities, perhaps. For academics, please just trust in everything that the school sends.
All right. Yeah, because WhatsApp, it's not an official means of communication.
Other than email, do you have like a website like Teams or some other?
No, it's everything's done through Blackbot, and usually if it's on sometimes the teachers will meet virtually. We use Google Meet for that. No, so there's very little teachers use Teams.
And there's also, once you guys are all set, you'll have multiple different platforms for different academic reasons. So you'll be using different programs and platforms for different classes. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Because I'd like to go over, it's 10:40. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. I'd like to talk a little bit about sports, and then we'll be finishing up with college counseling and student support services. So, Mr. Jimmy Lopez, our athletic director, ¿puedes en confianza en español? Como quiera.
Good morning and welcome to our family. My name is Jimmy Lopez. I am the athletic director, and I finished my first year here in San John. So I am new too. I try to answer some questions that probably you have. The first is when is the tryout that somebody asked. For volleyball and soccer, volleyball all levels, soccer boys, we finish the tryout in the first week of class. It's about 12 to 15 of August. We finish to select the team. This year, we start with the pre-tryout. Why? Because we have select a core of the team that I call the first cut for the team. In August, we finished to select the team. So in the first week, if you are interested in volleyball, okay, this is the time to participate or to make the tryout for the team.
See, and I recommend it, Jimmy. We have an amazing team managing our SJSPR athletics page on Instagram, and everything is posted there. So if you're not already following that page, I suggest you do so now. In addition to that, there's notifications, there's emails sent, so there's really no reason why a student should not know about tryout, because we do a really good job announcing those with enough time.
The second priority question that you have is what sport we offer in the first season of the fall. I make la clarificación. We participate in two leagues. La MEPI, this is the student for 4th to 6th grade, and Puerto Rico High School Athletic Alliance is the 7th to 12th. So the first semester of the first season is volleyball, all level, golf, all level, tennis is for the LAMEPI, so it's for 4th to 6th grader. Beach tennis is the same for LAMEPI league. The beach volleyball is for both league. Basketball 3x3, this is for the high school, is for the Puerto Rico High School Athletic Alliance. And the soccer boys This is for the Puerto Rico High School Athletic Alliance. Those sports we start during this season.
¿Cuánto tiempo le dedica?
How many times? It's about 4 or 5 hours to week, because when the coaches start to practice about 1:45, 1:15, 1:30, at least 2 hours. So we need to separate at least 4 hours of week.
Is that after school?
When we offer after school, this is other program that we call Canes. Canes is for the little kid to 3, start to 3 to 5 o'clock, and we offer volleyball, futsal, basketball, and some special practice in or skill in volleyball and basketball. But this is another program that St. John offer.
Sí, pero for the most part, yes, practices and games are done after school, with the exception of if they're traveling out further, ¿verdad? Se van un poco más
Sí.
temprano.
Yep.
If we're going to Caguas to play, then the kids will leave a little bit earlier.
O Macao,
Sí, so for the
Rainy.
most part, sports program is after school, and then the Canes Clinic is a paid service, so it's additional, but that has a really fun schedule to after school, so it's parents come and mingle while kids do a sport with their parents and so forth.
¿A qué hora tomarían, a qué hora serían estos tryouts de voleibol, digamos?
Depende del level, empiezan a las 3:15 por ahí. Después, una vez que terminen, primero se puede coger, si ese día practican JV Varsity, pues JV practica primero, Varsity después. Si es juvenil y alguna mezcla de JV Varsity, pues entonces juvenil sería primero. O sea que empezamos a las 3:15, y la segunda práctica debería estar comenzando 4:30, 5. Depende de la cantidad de tiempo que el coach estipule de práctica.
Sí, and also piggybacking on that, after school, so dismissal, as Mr. Ortiz said, I don't know, it's around 3:10. So after that, the secondary students have liberty to be on campus for tryouts, for practices, for homework, for studying. A lot of the times, our kids are here till 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on what they're involved in. So there's a really nice community after school. Sometimes, depending on their practice, kids will go to the library, do homework, and then head to their practice, or vice versa. So hay mucho ambiente. There is no rush necessarily for secondary students, parents, to come racing to pick them up at 3:10. They're safe and sound here. As long as they're being productive with their time, they're welcome to be on campus.
What about the golf trials?
I try. So I hope so. The first week of the August, I try to make the team.
¿Dónde se llevan los golf?
It's depend on the coach decide. Sometime the last year they go Saturday to one of the golf court, but the coach decide. We announce the day and the time and the place.
It might be, she's part of the golf team at the school where she was at, but she's not going to be here the first week of school, because she's representing,
Let me know.
Golf is different to, like, I would say volleyball and basketball, so that would be more one-on-one con Mr. Lopez, ¿verdad? Para
Yeah.
notificar. Again, with every office of ours, it's important reaching out directly to the principal, the teacher, the advisor, so to let them know your particular situation.
One question is about the LAMEPI. Can you educate us on which schools participate in the LAMEPI league, like private school, public school, which region? And second one is, what's the weekly time commitment, like a practice time for mini golf team and a mini tennis team?
For kids, is the regular the time that we 50 we 30 or at least time that is the school.
Once a week or multiple times?
No, 4 week in the team practice 2 times of the week. So
Times per week. So school will have a bus take the kids to golf course or driving range?
yes,
2 times a week for mini golf and a mini tennis?
yes. In this is practice in the weekend where we provide, but sometimes the coaches practice Saturday.
Sulamepi and Puerto Rico High School Allowance, Alliance, we participate with other private schools similar to our enrollment numbers. So for the most part, it's private schools, and then correct me if I'm wrong, when we do the invitational tournaments, then we open up that a little bit more, and then we'll have kids from other different leagues participate in invitational, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And will there be a golf coach for the mini golf team and a tennis coach for the mini tennis team, or are they just PE teachers from St. John's?
The PE teacher, the golf is from outside.
Is that outside person part-time or full?
Part. Right.
How
The-
are students transported to different sports locations?
we have private transportation for game, tournament, practice. So don't worry about in that. We cover all the necesidades que que el equipo necesite.
See, I have to mention, like, for the most part, if your child is involved in sports in the secondary, we handle everything. So the student will know when they have to meet the entrance, they're transported to the facilities, and then brought back to school unless parents decide to pick them up at the campus area or at the sports area. So that flows very seamless without you guys having to get involved at all for the most part.
So basically, like, you know, it's like a bus that takes us somewhere. Do they pick us up here on campus?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's an entrance and an exit that we use. So all the students will know that they have to go to that gate. They're transported. A lot of the times, the athletic department's there making sure everybody gets on the bus. They head out to the facilities and then are brought back.
Sorry about this. I mean, golf sometimes I know it's like in Rio Grande and my like, do they have to always leave from here or the parent can take them? Can they take them?
I offer to Rio Grande or whatever.
Area, then they pueden salir de Rio Grande. No
Yeah,
tienen que
sí.
Sí.
Is there any cost to participate in the tryouts?
No.
The athletic program is completely included in all the school offerings. I think el único uniforme que compran es el swimming.
Yeah. From the buy, but all the uniform we provide.
Is there any like designing
This year have, for all those sports. So this is our branding. New brand. We select
Entrenan todos nuevos.
todo nuevo.
Okay, so everybody gets, usually they try it 2 años, ¿verdad? Le tratan de,
No,
no, it's every year.
every uniform that I give you, this is your.
Okay, awesome. Any other questions related to sports? And again, you're going to receive tons more information. Get on our Instagram page. Anything else? Anything else you wanted to?
No, welcome. I see.
Si quiere presenta a Pirito y a
Ah, vengan para. Sí, tú, vengan. No importa, para. Ya liga.
Mira, yo estoy en limpieza, amor. Estamos haciendo inventario y estamos recogiendo. Mira, esto no es ni mi ropa. Oh my God. How
Para for volleyball
Beach ball.
and beach volleyball and varsity volleyball.
Y le dijiste que soy campeona de voleibol de playa.
También bien. Es el doble campeón nacional de Como
yo sabía que eso venía, tenía que esperar que introducir, ¿sabes? Mi presentación de ir acompañada de tú sabes, el título. Yo soy campeona. Y soy campeona de voleibol de playa. Así que...
Y también mamá de colegio
Y
también.
mamá de la escuela.
Sí.
Mamá orgullosa, ella viene por acá.
Sí.
Niña, así que sí.
¿Usted de voleibol de todos los niveles?
JV de séptimo a cuarto año para voleibol de sala.
Así que cualquier cosa, estamos a las órdenes.
Gracias. I'm gonna ask for almost so I'm running a little behind schedule, but we're gonna have academic team. Just keep it to.
I have a senior parent coming in at 11. That's okay. I can share this one. Hi, good. Welcome. My name's Natalie, Director of College Counseling here at St. John's, and I'm the college counselor for. My team, Miss Nicole Whitman, she's the associate counselor, juniors, and Miss Maria Tejo, 9th and 10th grade. So all of you are going to be or you from either of us, yeah. For next year and the recommendations, which is what Mr. Ortiz was talking about. Also have in student support service, which is our our school psychologist, and Miss Jessica Vaga, emotional counselor. And they work with the whole not only the Jessica works just with the secondary. Paloma works with the whole school, and she's gonna be in a while. Services that we provide in our college council office. Right. By classes. Ms. Sejo, as the academic advisor, is the one who works with throughout. Individually with the students, she helps them manage the if necessary. And starting in 10th grade, we are now going to have a college counseling class, which and that class will then start prepping for what really by working on their resume, what I join. How can I make my application stronger and better, and how can I present myself in a applications? That class continues on with 11th time per cycle, and then the other time cycle. So the students will constantly have access to the counselor because in their schedule. The problem before, we didn't have any free period, and then during lunch, and then we want them to have lunch or afternoon specific set time to do that. So they're gonna be worried on how can I maximize my summer, working on their resumes, work on what community service should I do, et cetera, et cetera. And then when they get here, working on the application process in May, they're doing over the summer, and then come August we go for so that those meetings take place with me, and then and them through the to-do list all the time. So I don't know if you have any questions.
What do they have to do now over the summer? Our parents and teachers with you guys.
So, but you will, because we're the reach out to. Make sure to look at your emails, answer your emails, provide any information that we're contacts of the teachers from the previous school, so that best classes, right? If the student can get honor, it's not to talk to the teacher who gives that recommendation. We need the summer. That's what you should be doing. You should be once you get information, and then pick the classes in August. Get to know both, well, the three of us actually.
Any questions for the team?
This was like college counseling.
Basically, I think the takeaway is checking your emails. Remember to look at your spam just in case. Around and get the information to the team. The sooner they can get going. And obviously, please contacts, as we've already discussed, they have access to your applicant file, so they can look through documents that
Yeah, and you mentioned before, but important now that the school year's over, all of this, please ask for an official final transcript and get. Do use a platform called Score, and we do send both of the transcripts from the transcript, right? And that's very important because colleges are going to ask, senior year comes around and I see that we're missing. Please ask for that final transcript, and it has to be official, not sealed, stamped and signed. Yeah.
With respect to SAT, PPE, once you guys take care of all that, of signing them up, or do they need to do anything on the college board?
You themselves up. We do tell them like, all right, guys. Open recommendation for 11th grade is for the first, and you guys sign up on your own. We sign to do. The PSAT, we take care of. So, not for. We do have a company called Top Score that they student at St. John's. They also give you a discount for the SAT, and they do SAT reviews. So when that information comes along to all the families and those who are interested, just contact the company.
Exams of, I plan on going to Europe, so there are certain exams I have to take. Do you guys do you guys administer those?
So for the universities that we have worked with them are for each of the universities. So it's as depends on the university. So we provide. You need to take the test at this time, so we give you an test in peace and during the school day. Yeah. Any other questions?
Initial test site also? Like, are
We are official for the SAT. However, we're control the spaces. Like we if a student has to take it here. In fact, we're control over the list. If the spaces run by one, send an email saying registration. John's, you sign up quickly so that you can spot. Yes. You can take them out and go to SJSPR College. That's our Instagram. That's what all visiting. Last year we had 53 in person. So there's a calendar for the and we so that these colleges are this week from Europe visiting Spain had from the U.S. We have the application for the UPR here as well. So JS, that is our Instagram page.
SJSPR, our main Instagram. There's
multiple collaborations with college bands, so
you can find it
as well.
Question. Yeah, any questions that you have, please feel free to reach out. Natalie Doran, Nicole Whitman, we are working over the summer. So we'll be, yeah. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Out, so
Yeah.
we want to make sure we get everything done in June.
Yes. And looking forward to working.
Of content are thank you. Our social motion.
Hi.
afternoon.
Hi. Welcome.
John's
Oma. I'm the school psychologist. He is the secondary division
guidance
counselor in the elementary and that person will start in August.
transition.
So what do
We offer
or everything that comes the students. Our team
hours
5 to 4 p.m. We're
in June.
you can reach out during June. Students can come in and do. They can come in because you as a parent
As a career,
concern, academic, social emotional,
whatever.
and as an email, you can call it.
We're very
Students come in because teachers read.
are like
Please check
so that
coming to see us.
we do
Of the reasonable accommodations for
for students
and are compliant with all educational for that specific
process
have learning physical condition
you
and then I will receive the
can
I will then go ahead and create that which will have
normal accommodation
and the teachers. So any event
form
that you send my way,
keep
I create the formal accommodations plan with
list of account
provided and implemented immediately.
child.
The college counseling, the month of June to us.
Evaluate
Her site
thing that I get. I
we
in the moment, like 1 or 2 days,
if I
implemented in the system really quick. For the AP courses,
I know that
the process of request.
goes for
So that's a process that I do.
myself.
So if you do have other school for college board,
Have to
and I would need the
number
go ahead and do the transfer. If you
have those
now, I can then go and
provide
with you, so that they can get them
SAT.
this. So yes,
That's basically it. Thank you.
you soon. Sometimes we do
Read
it's just to get to each other, face interactions. So yay.
Maybe teachers can send the kid and one upper elementary. Would I be notified as well?
Prevention interaction with or the guidance counselor. You and it from if you do not want that type from us, there's also that you can. So yeah. Any questions? Qué bueno. Dia.
We have the fun ground.
Yeah, they save the best. I'm the director of community engagement here at St. John. And she is, what's your
Alumni.
Okay, so we have, that's our first activity. It's going to be 29. Email about it. And we, our website directly, there is a button. Organization, so all contribute our taxes. We have launched a campaign where our current campus here, both divisions have, and I'm sure we'll see what that will like. We have so contributions are directly towards endowment or the scholarship. Elsie.Rodriguez at sshare.org. Nisa will share the information. Seeing you guys at Family Day. In the beginning of the year, with Cecilia, we send out parent sign you're interested in, whether it's helping out, whether Noche Puertorriqueña. We have efforts, right? Yeah, efforts. So closely with you.
Yeah. I don't know if do we have any of now and then. You have a very strong alumni connection. My husband. We post events throughout the year. We have current parents who are alumni as well. I have taken the leader. Like I said, we have some liquidation merch going on. I'll be here for. In August, we will have new, and I will have for the littler ones as well.
All right. Does anyone before we final? Yes.
From like around which time should we get upcoming year course?
For courses, with our team within the next month. Because we're still full. Mr. Ortiz said tomorrow's our graduation. Things tend to lighten up, but and so forth. So we're working those things, and I said, turnover. You'll establish now relationships with advising team members, and then please do not buy any books or anything until. I don't want you to purchase anything and then have turn it there.
After getting the post and everything, do we get the
Not necessarily. Ask for waiting because our teachers are on vacation. So you won't have made, but at some point or no, definitely before the classes, you'll have the portal. Okay, but also there it's a tedious and it's a lot of summer, so don't expect like anything. Some of them necessarily just yet. For the, and then so that you know calendars. I do believe the official class is August. If the toddler families, they have staggered. We're starting August 12th. The and events are already ready. Calendar events such as like funds as we go along. But for now, we'll to help. But website through quick links through the calendar as a to the portal, become familiar with talked about. It's going to register like, oh yeah, being recorded, so you'll have a reference to that email kind of with some of the things we talked about. Thank you so much for yes, I hope you we look forward to seeing you soon. All right, summer.